Hey everybody, I want to talk today about MREs. I've got a new case here. Actually, I was getting ready to open this case. So generally the cases come with yellow plastic bands around them, no tape. I went ahead and taped it back shut just to kind of give you an unboxing view, what it would look like and what you can expect. So like I said, they come with yellow plastic bands around them. I cut the plastic bands, the lids are like glued shut. I popped those and I thought, you know what, let's do a video out of this. So, I've got the tape on there. We're going to go ahead and cut the tape off, and I'm going to show you what you can expect with the case. This is a dozen MREs. So we'll go ahead and cut the tape, which you wouldn't have to do normally, but you would, you'd cut your yellow bands. You'd cut a band here and a band here, and you'd pop the glue off your lids. So when you open an MRE case, it's covered. Now what I generally do is cut this, it's cardboard. I think it covers 3 sides, up one side, across, and down the other side. Sometimes you can pull them out. Let's see how this one does. The one I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it. That's generally what I have to do with these, is just cut the cardboard top, and that's just quicker and easier for me. So, you know what, we'll just cut and tear it. Try to keep my knife sharp, but you know what? You use them so much, they don't stay sharp. So here are MREs. If you can see these, they're packed in here. We've got a dozen of them in here. I buy these by the case. So our first one, Mexican style chicken stew. They have different menu numbers, and you can actually look up online and see what each menu is. This is menu 15. So if you're going out on an adventure or even an emergency use, whatever, if you want to look up and make a note of what each menu consists of, you can. Again, the number's right here, menu 15. They've got vegetarian menus, regular menus, breakfast menus, what have you. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how these work and what you can expect when you open them. So we're going to move our case out of the way. And we've got our MRE here. Now, like it says right here, if you can see this, peelable seal. You can peel this. Sometimes it's a little bit of a booger to peel it. I generally just cut it, but we're going to go ahead and try to peel it here. I've cut so many of these, I'm not even used to peeling them. So you can peel it and you can see your contents in there. We're going to pour it out and look at it here. Now, if you'll notice, anything you have in one of these dark green packets is going to be your heatable items. Well, you could heat anything, but these are the items they suggest you heat. Now, it's important to note that all these can be eaten just like they are. You don't have to heat anything, but I like to eat them because they taste better. So right here in the little writing, if you can see that, it says Mex-style chicks stew. So Mexican-style chicken stew. We've got another green packet in here. That's probably a good dessert. Applesauce with raspberry puree. So this is actually made, well, let me see here if you can see the terrible design, or terrible design, a design that's made to be torn. You can tear this and squeeze the pouch and just squeeze this right into your mouth, which is great. So we've got pepperoni pizza cheese crackers. Now, what these are, I don't know if you've heard of combos, I'm sure you have. These are basically combos. They're the exact same thing. They taste just as good. To give us a snack in here, we've got peanut M&Ms, 75-year anniversary, so good little snack, a glucose rush. We've got some cheese spread with jalapenos. That is very, very good cheese. I'm telling you, I like that a lot. We've got us a drink mix, chocolate with hazelnut cocoa. So you can mix this with water. It'll explain everything to you how to do it. And you can have a little chocolate and hazelnut cocoa drink, which is good. They just started including these in the recent years. This is a pouch to put your hot packets in. You know, you can slide them in here so you can scoop out of them or whatever you need to do. I've never used one of these pouches, but I can see how maybe some people with sensitive hands may find them useful. We've got vegetable crackers. That doesn't sound good. When I first saw this, I thought, oh man. But vegetable crackers, they actually taste pretty good. That's what your jalapeno cheese spread's going to go on, by the way. That is what's going to make your vegetable crackers taste better. You can also mix and match whatever you want. You can put your jalapeno cheese spread in with your Mexican chili, Heck, you could even put it in with your apple, your raspberry applesauce if you want. Wouldn't taste worth a darn though. We've also got a spoon, which isn't essential, but it's great to help scoop out your chili and whatever. Also, in all these, they include a little pack here. Some of the packs vary in what they have, but this one, we have a little bit of toilet paper in here, some iodized salt, moist towelettes, crushed red pepper, got a little juice mix. It's kind of like a Crystal Light. If you've ever heard of Crystal Light packs, that's kind of what that is. We've also got 2 little chiclet gum. Now, the claim I've heard is the preservatives in the food stop you up from having a bowel movement, and the gum is a mild diuretic to help you go to the bathroom. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that's the claim I've heard. This here is your heater. All this requires to work is water. So, we're going to go ahead and mix one up, and I'm going to kind of show you how it works. Let's move some stuff to the side here. Stuff out of the way. I'm going to show you. I've got my knife out. You can tear this, but I'm going to go ahead and, you see the lines here where you can tear it. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it. Cut this open at the top. And it's important to notice the do not overfill line. I always overfill it. I feel like I can't help but overfill it. This white pad in here that you can see through the plastic is what is going to react with the water that you're going to put in it to help you, or to make the heater work and heat your food. So I've got a bottle of water here. It only takes a very minuscule amount. Now, you don't always get 2 heatable items. When I do, sometimes I don't even heat both of them. But you got to be careful, because if you're not careful, you slide this in right at the top. If you're not careful, you'll crunch up. I have crunched up and bunched up my white heating element, I'll call it. And then it's kind of a booger how it works. When I have 2 items, I like to try to put them on either side of the heating element if I can. Sometimes you can't, but either way, see, this one's not going to be on either side. But either way, I try to watch that heater while I slide it down to make sure I don't bunch it up. Okay, we've got that slid down. We've got our do not overfill line, and I know I'm going to overfill that, but we're just going to see. And I probably won't include this video. Let's see, where's our water at? Near the bottom here. A little more. Okay, we're just past our do not overfill line. I'm probably not going to include this to the very end of this, because sometimes it takes 10 or 15 minutes to heat the set, depending. I like to fold the ends, and then I'll lay them down, heater down on bottom, so the water reacts with it. And what I do is I'll take something, so you can take your knife, whatever, just to kind of lay on that, so so the water doesn't unfold, the water doesn't leak out. You don't want to seal this up tight. There's been cases where I've rolled it up real tight, and it's really tried to burst. It hadn't burst, but it's tried to. So what you can see right now is you can see it's starting to swell up. So right away, you can see that this case is swelling up. That water is reacting with that heater, and it's already, I can feel it on the bottom, it's already starting to get hot. So that is going to heat our meal. So, I'm going to keep an eye on it for a minute. I don't know, try to turn it where you can see here. So you probably can't hear, I can hear it kind of starting to sizzle. But I like to leave these for about 10 minutes, and they'll get nice and hot. Sometimes they get so hot you can't even hardly handle them, and I guess that's where some people will use their little sleeves here. Like I said, I don't. I've never had a need where I felt like I needed to use it. But let's go ahead while we're waiting on that. Maybe we'll include everything. Let's go ahead and we'll open the vegetable crackers. We'll just tear them. These can actually be torn pretty easily, so you don't necessarily need a knife. I just use one because I always have one. So that crumbled apart. So let's open this up here. And they're kind of just like a graham cracker. They look like a regular cracker, but they're a little thicker. So, and they'll always crumble as you open them. I mean, that happens. So there's your vegetable crackers. Again, I told you the pepperoni cheese crackers look like combos. Hope I didn't lie to you. I think I made enough of these. I believe that's what they look like. Yes, that's what they are. Again, I'm dropping some. But just like combos here, if you can see these, that is your pepperoni pizza crackers. And they taste just the same. They've got one of these little fresh pouches in them. They taste just the same. I mean, they're not going to be as fresh as combos you grab from the gas station. But, I mean, you know, I've never had a problem with them. Your jalapeno cheese spread. Again, I'm not going to open this. But you can just grab it. You can tear it. You can put on the whole cracker, eat the whole cracker, or you can tear your cracker or break it on its points. Again, it crumbles as you break it. Squirt it on, eat it. It's great. Your M&Ms, again, just like anything with an MRE, they're not going to taste as fresh as they do from the store. But they're going to be fine. I'm trying to see if there's a date on this. Yeah, the date on this is June of 06/2018, June of 2018. So that is their best fresh date. So put those down. I'm not going to open this. I've never used these. I mean, I'm not opposed to using them. They've got salt and crushed red pepper and whatever in them, and the Crystal Light. I call it Crystal Light and some toilet paper. I've just never been in a situation where I had to use these, so I haven't. But I do save these. I'll save these and put them in an emergency pack or what have you. Sometimes they come with matches in there, which is great. But the drink, it's not the best. You know, they come with different drinks. They come with different energy drinks, so you can compare to Gatorade or Powerade. They're not the best, but they're fine. So, especially in an emergency situation, they'd be great. So this is all real warm. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up and show you. There's not a whole lot to see, but I'm gonna open it up and show you how you would tear it open and use it. I'm in the shop with the concrete floor, so I always pour the water out. I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it out on the concrete floor behind you. And it is extremely hot right now. So go ahead and slide these out. This pouch here, if you're in a cold situation, you know, you can fold the top on this pouch, stick it down in your vest, stick it somewhere, and it's gonna keep you warm. Don't put it on your bare skin. It will, I mean, look at the steam. It will absolutely burn you. But you got a vest or coat on, stick it in your pocket. Look at this, you can squeeze this. Look at that steam coming off now. Whew, I can't hardly hold that. That is hot, but that'll keep you warm. So, our Mexican style chili stew and our applesauce with raspberry puree. Again, these are made, a lot of these are made to use two different ways. To tear on the top and tear on the side. It looks like this one is only made to tear on the side. If you can see, it's got the little notches right here on the side, on either side. Some of them have them in the top too, or whichever side, but this one doesn't. But all you do, and I'm not going to tear this open right now because I'm not going to eat it right now, and I'm not one to waste food. But you could tear it right here, all the way across. You could use your knife, slice it all the way across. Take your spoon and eat it. So, and again with this, you don't need a spoon, you don't need anything. And this, I'm going to tell you right now, the applesauce with raspberry is absolutely, it's delicious. In fact, I've seen several different applesauces in here. You tear the top, you eat it, and they are absolutely delicious. So, that is an MRE. Different MREs come with different things. I've seen an absolute variety of things. I've never had an MRE that was disgusting. I've had some that weren't that good, and I've had some that were better than home-cooked meals. So, that's an MRE in a nutshell. If I'm not mistaken, they're between 12 and 1,400 calories per MRE. I could be wrong on that, but I believe last I read that's what they were sitting at. So, if you guys have any questions or advice, just let me know. I appreciate it.